teaching method. It question arise in mind why we should move to modern teaching method. The scope of information in era of science and technology has dramatically increased, and human potential to adapt to new information in science and technology has additionally increased. So there is a massive need for progressive and innovative mind to explore unknown, unrevealed region of different fields to cope with the modern world and the knowledge push technology, adopting modern approach the only way to survive. So in this lecture, I'm going to explain the modern teaching method. Like the face of education has additionally evolved drastically over the period. Earlier, teacher has been the most effective manner to create a bridge between education and student. They were using traditional pedagogical strategy to explain the subject matter or to provide notes. However, modern training see a significant scenario that inspired learners to study profoundly and study to fulfill their curiosity. In recent years, we are getting introduced to a unique modern teaching method and introduction of a generation together with progressive approaches to educate has introduced a revolution in the education sector. So, there are the following teaching strategy. First, collaborative learning. Earlier, when learners were asked to revise the subject or syllabus during the exam or regular day, they used to revise the syllabus in isolation or in the room. This practice was in traditional teaching method. To cope with this difficulty or provide extra useful platform for learners, colleges are coming up with collaborative learning. In this modern teaching method, teachers shape a group of learners wherein they can clean up their problem, debate on topic, and clean their queries. This facilitates growing social skills and permit learners to understand their topic faster. The second method is spaced learning. Spaced learning is one of the most modern teaching methods. This being accompanied by a instructor. In this approach, teacher repeat a lesson a couple of times. Basically, tell the learner recognize it entirely. However, the teacher repeat the course with 10-minute space in among the lesson. The gap is supposed to refresh the thought by applying fun, activity, or mindfulness strategy, which prepare them for the subsequent session of the same lesson. This method offers the learner interval to inherit the information and create connection among learning. Before moving ahead for other chapter, this method prepares the learner with basic and a third popular method is flipped classroom. Flipped classroom is famous term in pedagogical method. You have recognized this undoubtedly. The flipped classroom make it unique. It is one of the very essential modern teaching method that has been in use these days. In this method of teaching, the teaching process takes place in a flipped manner, as not in traditional method. Learners study new material or content material at home by themselves and exercise the same at college. The method is opposite of providing content at institute and ask learner to rework it or exercise it at home. The learner practice this method at home by looking at the video tutorial, seek online, or work at the content normally shared by the teacher. They are not want to finish homework at home. Instead, they stop at college. Next, gamification. It is a famous reality that youngsters love video game, both it is on the online video game or playing video game on the field. Teaching via video game is one of the essential modern teaching methods that has been introduced beneath cutting-edge coaching approach. The importance of gamification in teaching has generally been visual in primary and preschool gadgets. Learning via playing video games would not be even found out by students. It is infused learner as nicely and proved powerful no longer most effective to the scholar of preschool, however, at any stage. Next method that which is very popular and that is called visual, audio and kinesthetic. So, in abbreviation, we can write it VAK teaching. VAK is a modern teaching method whose outcome may be visible clearly. We divide learner into three categories: visual, audio, and kinesthetic. One need to apprehend the which category they belong to. The trainer have to recognize which category her learner read. In VAK, V is visual way of seeing the data, as in A is audio mean collecting information by listening to the data, and K is kinesthetic method of feeling the data. A teacher must keep the category of learner in type while teaching because a few learners capture the fact by seeing, by listening to, or by feeling. So they should present the same material in a unique approach. So it come in mind a question: what are advantages of modern teaching method? So advantages of modern teaching method, along with improvement made by learner educational gadget, the face of teaching too is witnessing change in this 21st century. Before you implement the modern teaching technique, it is important to know more about the benefit and advantage they carry for your system. Therefore, it makes the most utilization of services feasible at minimum cost. We can check some of these sizable benefits of modern teaching. So, the benefits are: number one, cognitive thinking skill, bringing prefrontal cortex in life, exploring think, developing unique pattern of learning, application-based skill, teaching application, online courses. Next, learning relevancy to increase desire. One of the great functions of education is to make the individual a position enough to stand the changing environment. For that, they want to be efficient enough. The modern education system incredibly make a specialty of this and make them efficient enough to address the advertised of increasing desire which are applicable to women. Thus, the conclusion of this modern teaching method is that after a detailed observe of various teaching methods, we cannot say which pedagogical way of teaching is better. Both traditional method strategy and modern teaching strategy have their cons and pros. They are comparable, however, also extraordinary from each other. Modern teaching method must be considered traditional strategy of teaching as their base, and learner must not be overlooked. It is a completely even as incorporating the brand new one. However, modern coaching methods are suitable for current century to manage up with the surrounding and environment. Dear scholar, I hope that you have watched this lesson and now you are familiar with the modern teaching method. If you like this lecture, please subscribe my channel, hit the bell icon and give your view for watching the upcoming video. Thank you very much.